You can get it. Go ahead. Just wait for him to stop. Okay, good. A little bit louder. And one more. One more.
Morning, everybody. Our praise and worship song is Lord, You Are Welcome, number 31 from your sing book. You can find it under your seats. There are rhythm instruments in the back corner. Get up anytime you want and get some of those. Finger labyrinths as well. Let us stand as we are able in body or in heart and sing together. Good job, everybody. You may be seated. So good morning and welcome those of you who are online, those of you who are here on site. Glad to have you join us. This is a special day. Today is a blessing of the backpack and kind of a children's focused service. We're going to have a dialogical sermon with Levi and Mariella. Hadrian's going to read, and Aislinn is the one who did the chime. I know in the bulletin it had Mariella's name. My mistake. Take full credit for that one. You can find the bulletin for the service on your app or on the website with all the defects that it holds. So enjoy that. Pumpkins arrive Saturday, October 1st, 9 a.m. Who can help? Who can help? Yes, we got a helper. Jeff, look around. Hands are up. That's great. And the Fall Festival is October 29th, and it says, I think we said 10 to 4? 10 to 4. 10 to 4. So come and have fun, but also, if you can volunteer for that, that'd be really awesome as well. So let's bring ourselves fully to this time and to this place as we've come together here intentionally to co-create this sacred moment. This being a kid-focused service, I want you to focus on the, like the youthfulness of your body, or the youth that you did have in your body, or the part of you that still has that young kind of vibration. My grandmother on my mother's side one time said to me that she looks in the mirror and she would say to herself, I don't know who that old lady is looking back at me. Because that's not how I feel. There's a certain youthfulness, even as we age, that we attach ourselves to. We're like, I've got energy for this and this and this. Where is that in your body? In your head. Well, we're going to get to your head in a minute. How do you experience that? What is still vital? Energetic. Now, consequently, what is also slowed down? What frustrates you with your body? You're like, wait a minute. That's not supposed to happen. Breathe into all of these areas in the truth of what your body holds, and as you've aged, whatever age you're at, breathe into the truth of it and know that this kind of evolution of ourselves is in itself a gift. But don't cover up what's still got youthful energy, because the aches and pains are true as well. Allow that vitality to rise to the top. Experience its expression. What about your mind? What about what's in your head? What about your thinking? Do you have youthful kinds of thinking? Are there ways that you embrace curiosity and new things like you did when you were a kid? Are there ways that you're like, I really like the patterns that I've created and I don't want to stray from those? And embracing those patterns is fine. But find those places where your mind is able to be engaged in those new things and feel curious and breathe into them. What about your emotions? Youthful emotions are unpredictable. Did you think you would grow out of that? I know I thought that I would, but I don't think that we ever do. I think there's still emotional qualities about us that are unpredictable, but there's also some things that have happened as we age that we're like, oh, that's not going to last forever. As kids and as young people, sometimes we think the emotion that we're currently experiencing is going to last forever and ever, and nothing is ever going to change. We get older and wiser, and we know that there's ebbs and flows. So breathe into those emotions and allow yourselves to feel the complexity of it all and know that it's a gift from God. What about your spirit? How did you shift as you age from your youthful spirit to the spirit that you have now? Breathe into the truth of that, into the nuances that you know that you didn't know before, and allow yourselves to vibrate with the youthful aspect of your spirit as you settle in, as you age, and become a little bit more aware of the bigger pictures of things. And let's settle into this now moment. Let's settle into the intention that we're creating this morning with all of the truth of who we are. With all of the truth of who we are. With all of the connections that we have one with another, making this a holy and a sacred moment together.
Please join me in our responsive call to worship. Eye has not seen, nor ear heard all the wonders of God. Come, let us glimpse the grandeur of God together. Splendor and abundant life flow to us and from us. We sing and praise your beauty. Now let's sing together For the Beauty of the Earth. It's number 28 from the New Century Hymnal, which you can find under your seats. Please stand as you are able in body or in heart.
Deuteronomy 10:17 through 19. For the Lord your God is God of gods and Lord of lords, the great God, mighty and awesome, who is not partial and takes no bribe, who executes justice for the orphan and the widow, who loves the strangers, providing them food and clothing. You shall also love the stranger, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
Our second reading is from the Gospel of John, chapter 13, verses 12 to 17. After Jesus had washed their feet, had put on his robe, and had returned to the table, he said to them, "Do you know what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for that is what I am. So if I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have set an example for you that you also should do as I have done to you. Very truly, I tell you, servants are not greater than their master, nor are messengers greater than the one who sent them. If you know these things, you are blessed if you do them."
I Dream a World by Langston Hughes, one of the greatest artistic thought leaders of the 21st century. He says, I dream a world where man, no other man, will scorn, where love will bless the earth and peace its paths adorn. I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way, where greed no longer saps the soul, nor avarice blights our day. A world I dream where black or white, whatever race you be, will share the bounties of the earth and every man is free, where wretchedness will hang its head, and joy, like a pearl, attends the needs of all mankind. Of such I dream my world.
Come on up.
Hello. News talk show.
There's another very, very short reading that I want to share with you before we begin our conversation by Ram Dass. By acting compassionately, by helping to restore justice and to encourage peace, we are acknowledging that we are all a part of one another. And that's something that we're going to be talking about this morning, isn't it? Yep. And I'm going to be holding the mic for them, so hopefully this will go okay. We're talking about social justice this month, and my first question, in your words, what does the word social mean?
Social means being with other people, whether it be online together. It could be non-verbal, but just being together with other people.
What do you think?
Being in the presence, or like online or something, being with other people.
Good. And so what does justice mean? Do you have an idea about what that might mean?
It means something good that is fair and equal.
Okay.
Both.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with what Mary said, but also being compassionate and being kind of honorable in a way.
Okay. Yeah, sure. That makes sense. So then, one of the things that we talked about was fairness, and that justice has something to do with fairness as well. Can you tell me a time when you saw something done that you thought was fair? Yeah.
Once, at the end of the school year this year, Mom gave Levi and me both a little gift. She gave Levi one, but she gave me one, so it would be fair.
Very good. Yes.
I think maybe whenever people are being kind of, I think I'll wait. I can think of it.
We talked about a lot of things that day at Starbucks, and so we were doing so we're going through the same questions, but by the end of it, we had very different questions. So we're going to get to some of those stories a little bit later. There was one story that we weren't sure if you were going to be able to remember, and that was the courtroom story about Jack and the Beanstalk. Something about fairness with that story.
Yeah, we were doing this improv game with Jack and the Beanstalk, where I was defending my client, the giant, and Mary was like, I don't know what the
Witness.
For who?
I was the witness for Jack, I think.
But yeah, and we eventually came to the conclusion that that my client went to jail. I failed him, but
Did you feel like it was a fair outcome?
I didn't get paid for it, so no.
These are important details. So when we talk about social and we talk about justice and we talk about fairness, when we put those words together, social justice, what do you think social justice means?
I think it means being fair and just to other people, and also being equal and meeting their needs from what they say their needs are, not what you think they are, and do what you think is best that you can help them.
Someone who is let's say Martin Luther King Jr.
Okay, yeah.
He was a social justice.
He was. He was a social justice leader, absolutely. What did he do? Do you know any stories about him?
I can't remember.
That's fair. He did a lot of stuff. Go ahead.
I do also want to add that social justice is also not caring if you are your gender, your race, or anything, treating everybody equally and fairly.
In what way are we a part of one another? You can tell a story, you can define it, however it makes sense.
Together as a community, we are a part of one another, and we are all part of God's Spirit. And together, when we work together, we are all part of one goal and project.
Like the founders of Hogwarts were all connected because they had the same dream and they worked together to make Hogwarts.
Do you know who those people were?
Salazar Slytherin, Rowena.
This is valid. I talk about the Matrix.
Godric Gryffindor and something Hufflepuff.
In some Ravenclaw dude.
Right, in a Ravenclaw. So these four people had a common vision, and they were a part of one another when they created Hogwarts that connected them.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's true of Plymouth? That the founders of Plymouth, when they came together with a common vision, they were even more connected than they were before?
Yeah, I agree, though. I don't think we ate hogs the day when we were finished with our project.
Well, I wasn't there. I wasn't actually there. They could have had in my family, when there's a big celebration, this is such a tangent, but in my family, when there's a big celebration, we do a hog spit. Thank you. Those words. We do that. And so they might have done that here. I have no idea. What does justice and fairness have to do with each other? Or tell me a story of when you saw an example of justice and fairness together.
Justice is kind of the equivalent of fairness because you're being fair to what someone has done. Like in the courtroom, you're going to be fair to what the person has done. In the end, like if someone committed a crime, you're going to do a fair judgment. And probably if you don't get a fair judgment, you'll get fired. The person will get fired. But anyway, it's about being fair, and fair is kind of a synonym for justice. In my opinion.
Yep, that makes sense.
I agree with Levi.
That's fair. That's fair. What's the difference between equal and fair? Do you have thoughts?
Equal means like it's equal as in they get the same amount. But what if someone doesn't want one? That wouldn't be fair.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with her, though. Also, equal and fair, the difference is fair is what people actually want, and equal is treating each other with respect. There's good and bad for both, like equal rights, getting equal donuts. I prefer if I get more donuts, but yeah.
And sometimes that'd be fair, and sometimes that wouldn't.
Well, it would be worth it if it wasn't fair.
You're going to get a talking to at home. So one thing about equal and fair, like a visual thing, is when we were setting up the camera shot for this, if we had everything on this table was the equal height, that wouldn't be fair to Mariella because people wouldn't get to see her. So it's good that they're not all at the equal height because you're not at an equal height. And it wouldn't be fair if I put all of these stands at an equal height because I'm shorter than a lot of people and they would have to look way down at things. So equal is not always fair and fair is not always equal. So that's one of the things that we talk about with social justice. So, are you two social with each other?
Maybe.
Like 2% of the time.
What does it mean to be social? Right?
It means, so, well, yeah, then I am social with my sister when I'm not hiding in my room or playing video games.
Yeah. Or when I'm not doing ballet practice because I'm annoyed when he just shows up and annoys me when I'm doing that.
If we were social 100% of the time, that would be exhausting. We have to take breaks from each other.
Annoying my sister's my job, so sorry, Mary, that's not possible.
But you do get to be social together. You sometimes eat dinner together. You sometimes play together. You ride in the car together. Hopefully that goes okay. Can you tell me a story of a time that when you were being social with each other, you helped each other with some kind of fairness? And I'm looking for positive stories.
That's going to be a tough one.
When did you have an opportunity to see fairness for each other?
Sometimes Mariella thinks that she thinks I'm being unfair, and we oftentimes try and work it out with each other, whether good results or not, but we do try and work it out and figure it out. And most of the time, no glass breaks, no windows break, so that's good.
That's good news. That's good news.
I can't think of any.
No? That's okay. You know what? When you go home, you'll be like, oh, I should have answered that question this way. That happens to me all the time. When I'm up here, I go home and I'm like, why didn't I say that? So that's okay. How does God ask us to be fair? You're scooching over there a little bit farther. So.
Okay. God asks us to be fair by treating each other with respect and, yeah.
What do you think? How does God ask us to be fair?
Treating each other with respect, the same amount of respect. Kids and adults, the same amount. And
we talked about compassion when we were together. Do you remember that?
to be compassionate to each other.
I want to add on that, it is also treating each other equally in that way. It's kind of the same, but also being fair to other animals. And I'd preferably not be respected enough to pay mom and dad's bills. So yeah.
Paper out. In our service, we do congregational songs. And one of the things we talked about was that in the time where there's music, if everybody was required to sing the song, if we were like looking around going, you're not singing songs, you're not singing, that's bad, everybody's got to be equal, everybody has to sing. Would that be fair?
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
Because some people don't like singing. Some people would rather dance. Some people would rather steak an egg.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd rather play with my Legos than sing. And
Yeah.
also maybe having those wanting to sing, including them a little bit more, and that kind of stuff.
So do you think that we allow for fairness in the music when there's congregational songs here in the church?
Yeah.
Yeah? You feel like you're included?
Yep.
Not judged?
I don't know if people judge me when I'm playing with my Legos, not singing or dancing, but yeah, sure.
At home.
Oh, you judge him at home?
Because he's not singing with me.
Well,
Only
Oh, getting off topic.
we are getting off topic, and I was almost to go right there with you, so thank you for saving me from myself. You're both in a play right now. What's it called?
Alienated.
And in the play that you're in, is there a story, an example of a time that's fair but not equal, or equal but not fair?
It's equal that everybody's insulting each other the same amount, but it's not fair to everyone.
Yeah, our entire play in that is basically throwing insults.
So it's a feel-good play.
Sure, we'll go with that.
So what would you change in the storyline to make it more fair?
Making the same plot, but not making everybody insulting each other. The plot isn't people insulting each other. It's trying to find the alien.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
I agree with Mary, and also make at least someone want to talk to Wallace, who's my character. He's the nerd. Nobody wants to talk to him.
Oh, so you want people to talk to him?
Yes.
And I want Rosalind to be able to actually have people know her. That's my character.
That seems fair to me. The way that people treat each other in your play, is that how we should treat each other at church?
No, definitely not.
It might be a bit more fun, but probably not.
Would it be exhibiting social justice if we all treated each other like that?
If it was lighthearted, but mostly no.
Mostly no.
Even if it would be fun.
Not at all.
Today we're going to be blessing backpacks or bags or books or anything that someone wants to bring up. We're just going to be a bless-o-matic up here. A blessing is a way of sharing good wishes, but it's more than just good wishes. It's like good energy. It's like a prayer, but it's kind of like a prayer, but it's also like a gift. So how can you imagine this gift of blessing being helpful to have for something that you're carrying around?
It may build confidence and help you understand that people still care for you, even if you're not with them. So society cares for you. Yeah. Period.
Same thing as Levi.
So when we were at Starbucks talking about blessing and putting our hands on things, did you get a sense that there was did anything change for your mom's backpack? Do you know what I mean? Or maybe did your mom change because of what we did for her backpack? Mom's relationship with the backpack changed.
She already brought it around everywhere.
Yeah, and so the blessing has been wafting as it goes.
I think that it changed because it may help build confidence, show that people care, and also Mariella was guzzling sugar. So.
That's a total tangent as well. Why would we bless? We've talked about sharing and social and stuff like that, but so instead of the question being, why is a blessing a good thing and how does it help, why would we choose to offer a blessing?
To help people know that they care and to be kind to others, show that, like I said, you care, and respect, and all the other kindness things.
Help people know that you care, and people care about them.
Mm-hmm. Well, you remember the example you gave of Hogwarts and the connectivity that we have when we share a common vision. Is it possible that we can be more connected to each other if we offer each other blessings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense.
So what if we offered each other cursings and insults? Does that connect us to each other? Or does that do something else?
I'm going to do a quote here. Alliance by hatred is a fragile thing, so no.
Beautiful.
Darth Treya said that.
Good job.
No, definitely not.
You don't feel connected with someone when they insult you like they do in the play, or they curse you.
Well,
I don't. I don't want to be connected with someone that curses me.
sometimes I have to be.
Yes, I get, we have very interesting experiences at home.
But then, I imagine at some point, you do bless one another to heal and to resolve whatever situation that is. And I'm not going to let you answer that. I'm just going to believe that that's so. Is that okay? Sure. Because that's good for me. Sure. Blessing is a reminder of good sharing. that we are a community that cares for each other, which is what you've talked about. What are some of the ways that we can bless others? Does it have to be with words? Can you come a little bit closer to me?
No, as I said, Starbucks, it could be sending out the good vibes, but also being kind. It could be an email, it could be a text, it could be like putting your hand on them, sending their good vibes through your hand, hugs, etc.
It could be anything that you can like communicate that you care with, like a text, email, or a hug, or you just saying it,
Yep.
or touching the thing.
Or bopping them on the top of the head.
Lovingly, yeah. Winking is also a way of bestowing a blessing. Smiling at somebody in the grocery store is a way of bestowing a blessing. Is social justice a way of blessing?
Yes, in a way, because you're being just because of over thousands upon thousands of years we've struggled with that, and finally showing some of that respect is kind of a blessing. And I'm sorry, please forgive me for 1,000 years of oopsies.
What do you think?
I agree with Levi.
Is the church a good place to offer the blessing of social justice?
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, I agree.
Why?
Because here we support all things LGBT plus races. We support all that and above. We'll welcome anyone. But yeah.
Do we think that God has anything to do with that?
Yes. He's helping us out in our house of God.
Yep. More?
No.
And also we support neurodivergent people.
We do. We do. Do you have any other thoughts about social justice and blessings?
It's cool. Keep it up.
It's the best.
So we should keep doing it. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Didn't they do a good job? Thank them, please. You did a great job. I appreciate you being willing to come up here and have a conversation with me and sharing your thoughts and meeting with me beforehand. I know that took time out of your day. So you are released from this moment.
Mills Talk Show has it.
I want everybody here, especially the kids, to know that this is your church. And the fact that we hear from the kids and that they get involved, hopefully we'll be able to allow more opportunities for stuff like that. Because kids, this is as much your church as it is the adults' church. Your participation makes things better. So I'm just really grateful for your willingness to do this. And so I named this moment, Make Today the Future, because I want us to think about our kids not only being the future of the church, but also the present of the church. How we do church has been shaped by generations who came before us, as well as our ancient traditions. Sometimes we get it in our minds that none of our traditions, none of the ways we do things can be reshaped, as if the generations that came before us didn't do any reshaping of the rituals. And that's just not true. As society changes and as technology changes, we have to think in terms of our context. Over the last 2,000 plus years, things have definitely been shaped and reshaped again. We can take the intent of the ritual, the goal of the practice, the why, and reshape our how based on our context. The pandemic pushed us forward into technology, but the truth is that those of us who hadn't voluntarily ventured in that direction were already kind of behind when the need presented itself. Our kids face the same social justice issues that we faced as kids, no matter how old any of us are. But some of what the stuff that they have to make decisions about is different. The core values remain the same, but the applications of those values have to be looked at through a different side of the prism. How can we be there for our kids? We will continue to look at what's true for their growing years. Our readings today remind us that this faith of ours is grounded in being or creating a support system and a sense of community. This is a form of justice work. What we build today, how we reshape the future, will be how we grow not only in numbers, but in the depth of our faith. Blessing these kids today with their backpacks, but really every time we have the opportunity to build a relationship with them, will result in creating the future that we want right here and right now. And with that, peace.
Took me
And now it's time for blessing of the backpacks. So I've got kids. We're going to stand over here. I'm going to stand over here and ask you to join me. Kids with whatever it is that you carry stuff in, but also people, adults who work in the school system. I'm inviting you to come up too, because we want to bless the living daylights out of school stuff. Because we need more blessings. You can hold on to it, my friend. Hold on to it. Come on and gather up. Get over here too. Get over here too. Just.
Getting crushed by Jupiter.
You can sit down if you need to. That's all good. Come on up. Just be a group. I don't care if you're next to me or in front of me. Good job. Good job. So, are you looking forward to school? Have you? Yes? No?
My school has already started.
Your school has already started? Whose school has already started? Who starts this week? Next week? We don't know when school starts.
I think I start on the 22nd.
Okay. Well, we're going to bless the present and the future. So, I want you to, I'm just going to ask you to raise up your bags and stuff, but if they're too heavy, just hold on to them. Hey, what if we do the call and response prayer where I say something, then you all say it back? Ready? Oh God, we bless these things, with our love, with our hope, and with our sense of community, knowing that we are guided by our faith, which connects us to each other. May this blessing moment be a memory for the future, so that when there's a really hard test or something else that's challenging us, or maybe making us sad, this blessing will remind us that we're loved and cared for. We love you, God. And we know that you love us. And all God's children said, Amen. Good job. Be blessed. Thanks for being up here. May you all have a year that is productive, with good memories that you create, lots of joy and friendship and productivity, and the gloriousness that comes with learning. Oh yeah, we got to give, thank you, Alicia. I saw the face. Was that just for the kids? Or no, sweetie. I didn't know if we had to scrounge around to the adults. So the kids are getting, actually, I just want to show them. Alicia made these, I know I'm walking all around, sorry camera person. She made these laminated book bag tags to remind them of this blessing moment. So if you need one for yourself, go to Alicia, and if she's got any extra, she'll give you one. And if she doesn't, I bet we can make more, because if we made them the first time, we can probably make them again. So I'll put that here rather than walking around and causing the online people to be like, what happened to the pastor? Where'd the pastor go? All right, now let's join our hearts in a moment of prayer. Divine Beloved, we know that you are in this space with us. Whether this space is here in the building or wherever we happen to be watching and participating from online. We know that the essence of your Spirit is able to transcend geography, is able to be in the midst of the most unlikely moments. And we ask that you would help us to carry your presence with us intentionally so that we can bring your love and your compassion, your social justice, your camaraderie with us wherever we go, and spread it liberally like the parable of the farmer who sowed his seeds and it went absolutely everywhere. A reckless abandon of sowing of seeds, because you just never know where the good soil is going to be sometimes. Be with us as we try to recreate this world. Be with us as we try to see one another and who we really are, going beyond the boxes that sometimes we put each other in. And as we move forward, whether it's into school or into our daily lives, help us to find our own selves and to remember that we are always blessed. And all those moments of blessing, may they come back to us in a rush of goodness to carry us forward and to give us strength. And help this moment be also one that we remember as a community that we shared your presence and your love for us. And because we do this as a community, let us lift up our voice together in these words of prayer, saying, Higher power, hear with me now. Humbly I seek your grace. In all your care, your will be done, through me as it is through others. Give me today hope and courage to forgive all past transgressions as I surrender my fears and resentments. Strengthen me against temptation, but free me to let go of control. Fill my spirit with calm and compassion and clarity to carry to others. Amen.
Each week we collect 2 offerings. One is for the church, which goes into our general fund for the running of the church and our ministries. The second is the loose offering, which is sent to a designated charity, which changes each week. If you've brought your offering in person today, you are welcome to drop it in the offering box in the back. It is the glass church near the doors to the narthex. Our loose offering for today will go to the NAM Family Violence Center, which is dedicated to breaking the cycle of violence by assisting victims of domestic and sexual violence through crisis intervention, long-term support services, and through community violence and awareness prevention education. The FVC offers a 24-hour hotline, telephone crisis counseling, access to emergency shelter, emergency food, clothing, transportation, medical assistance, professional counseling services for adults and their children, community outreach, information and referrals for battering intervention programs, as well as community and legal referrals. If you would like to give to our general fund, to the loose offering, or to both, you can use bill pay from your bank, send us a check, use the Plymouth app, or use PushPay according to the directions on your screen. As always, thank you for supporting Plymouth and the ministries of the loose offering. Please join me in our responsive offertory prayer. With willing hearts, we give you these gifts. Bless our time to be spent where we need to spend it. Lead us toward the needs of others. Okay, now let's sing together Like a Healing Stream from the Sing Hymnal number 73, which you can find under your seats.
Like a healing stream in a barren desert, spirit water bringing life to dusty earth. God is trickling through our lives as in a dream unfolding, promising revival and rebirth. Like a healing stream, like a gentle rain on a thirsty garden. Spirit water come to nourish tiny seeds. God is bubbling through the soil and builds a new creation, yearning for an answer to want and need. Like a gentle rain, like a river strong, like a ruthless current, spirit water rushing on to distant shores. God is carving out a channel in a new direction, calling for a hate to end and war. Like a river strong, like a mighty sea, reaching for horizons. Spirit water with the love both deep and wide. God is working in our hearts to shape a new tomorrow. God will always challenge and provide. Like a mighty sea, like a river strong, like a gentle rain, like a healing stream.
And now, my friends, go forth knowing that you are blessed. Whether a specific blessing was given to you earlier in the day, or this is your moment right now, go forth with the blessing of God's presence, always with you. With the blessing of the presence of this community, also always with you across the miles and across time. With the blessing that comes with creating something together with a common vision that causes us to be more connected. May that blessing be yours that we carry, not only for our own selves and sustenance, but so that we, in turn, can bless others as we go forth in peace and as peacemakers.